design. Okay. Now, I think you can go on mute. This voice is echoing. Hello. Hello. Yeah, fine. So now R3 is a two-dimensional model, but when it comes to BI is a multi-dimensional model. Okay, in case of BI, data is stored. In case of BI, data is stored in the form of a cube. In case of BI, data is stored in the form of what? Cube is a multi-dimensional model, and designing of this cube is called as schema design. Designing the cube is called as what? Schema design. In this there are different types are there. First one is called star schema. First type of schema design is called. So right now what is the product you are learning is BI 7.0, right? So like that the first product release was BW 1.0. Okay, the first product release was BW. So like one series has come. After one series, two series has started. Until the two series, the design was based on star schema design, and this star schema is having some disadvantages. Star schema has having some disadvantages. That's why we have moved from star schema to extended star schema. Right now, what are the BI 7.0 that we are discussing here? Is based on what? Extended star schema design. Right? After two series, actually three series started. BIW 3.0, then 3.1 like that. Some series has come, then BIW 3.5, then finally, right now the present is BI 7.0. Okay, even our 10.0 is also based on extended star schema. So today what we are going to discuss is, first we are going to see what is star schema, then what are the disadvantages with star schema, then how it has overcome with extended star schema. Okay, another two more schemas are there. It's nowhere related to you, but I'll give the names also. Snowflake schema, and the fourth one is called hybrid schema. Okay. Now, so first what we are going to start is, what is the star schema type of design? Okay, we are going to discuss right now what is star schema. Now remember, as I said, when I said database design, it is, I am speaking clearly, I am speaking about how data is storing in the database. It's not how we are seeing in the front end, it is how data stores in the database. Clear? Now, as already I discussed, what is that now, how you are going to store the data in the BI asset? Now I have a transaction table. It is surrounded with master tables asset. The same way, see now, when I speak about star schema design, let me tell you point by point. See now, in the case of star schema design, one second. In the case of star schema design, now what is that now? Your fact table. What is fact table is nothing but your transaction table. What is fact table is? You can call it as a fact table or a transaction table is kept inside the cube. What is the logic is? Your fact table, or what is that now? You can call it as a transaction table is kept inside a cube. So when I am saying a table is kept inside a cube, so you can imagine one table is hanging inside a cube. Now what is the advantage is, the way you look at the data is multi-dimensional analysis you can get. Okay? So, and again what is to be remembered here, when I say fact table is kept inside a cube, that means in the database the fact table is generated when you are creating a info cube. See now what has been done in star schema design. See now, so let us say this is your fact table. So let us say something like customer, material, he is buying some material, price of this material, then what is the quantity, then revenue. So this is my fact table. Now where is this fact table is storing now? Inside one cube. Okay, your fact table is storing inside a cube. Okay, this is your fact table, or you can call it as what? A transaction table. Now this fact table has how many characters now? One is customer and other one is material, right? That means how many master tables will be there? Two master tables also will be there. No? So now what is that? See, fact table is kept inside the cube, even the master tables are also kept. Even master tables are also kept where? Inside the cube. So what are the master tables that you have? They are also storing where? That means your master tables are also generated when you are creating a info cube. See now this is one front end tool we are using to operate my database. I am not directly working on database. Using a tool, let us say I am creating a cube. What is going to happen in the database now? If it is a star schema design, inside the database it is going to generate master tables and transaction table. Okay, so now so what is that master table now? Customer number, information of customer, right? Name, address and phone number. So this is now what? This is your master data table. Then what is that now? As I said now, they are also stored inside a cube, right? Right. So now let us say this is one more master table. Imagine this is material number, material name, material type. Okay, so they are also storing now where? Inside the cube. Okay. Then so next is, you know, what is the next point? Fact table, and fact table means transaction table. Okay. Fact table and master table are connected with what? primary key on foreign key relationship. Okay, your fact table and master table are connected with what? Primary key and so these two tables are connected now. Right? And cube has 16 dimensions. Cube has 16 dimensions, right? No, multi-dimensional. No? So it's totally 16 edges will be there for the cube. Why I am taking particularly called as a 16 dimensional because as I said, the table can have a maximum of 16 fields as a part of primary key. That's why we are visualizing it as one cube. Cube has how many edges? No, faces is? Number of faces is 16. So now, cube has 16 edges now. So now, this type of design is called as star schema design. And what is the last point you can see is, the fact table and master table are connected with primary key and foreign key relationship. And one more thing is, cube has 16 edges as I said. Na? For every dimension of a cube, one master table is linked. One master table is. So now, cube has 16 edges. So for every dimension, one master table is. So that means, so this can be called now master table as a dimensional table. Okay. So now this type of design is called as. So let us say this is your information. Customer C1, then customer C2, then some material M1 and its information. This is your information where master table, and this is the transaction. Let us say C1 has got material M1, price is this much. Then again C1 has got material M2, some values, C2, M1. Okay. Now how is star schema design? See, you have a connectivity between fact table to master table, right? Fact table to master table. Then you have a connectivity between master table to dimension. That means indirectly what? Fact table to dimension. Now any schema design you consider, these three conditions should satisfy. There should be a connectivity of fact to master. There should be a connectivity between master to dimension and fact to. Now in this case, if you can observe, your fact table is connected to how many dimensions now? One. That means you can analyze the data in two different angles. What are the two different angles? One is customer angle and the other one is. Now let us say I am analyzing revenue. Imagine we are analyzing revenue. With which angle now? With customer angle, okay? I am analyzing revenue with customer angle. Hello? Okay? So now, imagine I am analyzing now revenue with which angle now? Customer angle, right? Customer C1. What is the revenue? 200 plus 600, right? So C1 is 800. Then C2 is what? 400. So that means, now what is the total revenue now? Sorry, no. Total revenue is what? 1200. Now same way, you can look at the data in which angle, as I said? Material, right? So when you look at material now, M1 is same. 4 plus 2 is 600. Then same way for M2 is also. Now, again what is that now? Total revenue is again. So is the total revenue same but figures are changing or not? So this is 8 and 4, this is 600 and. Now the way you are looking at the data is different. That is the advantage of multi-dimensional analysis. Now, see now how is your star schema design? Very simple, just observe. Now I have a fact table. We have a fact table. It is surrounded with what? Master tables, right? So it may be now suppose that this is also a master table and this is also a. So now imagine and these master tables are connected to what? Now how is that now? It's in the form of a star, so that's why it is called as star schema type of design. That's why it is called as what? Star schema type of design. Any doubts with star schema design now? How exactly data is storing the database with star schema is clear? Right? Now, so next what we are going to see is, what are the disadvantages of what? Star schema. Okay? Now, so now the first disadvantage, now if you look at your master table, where is your master table is storing now? It is storing inside the cube. That is, master table is generated when you are creating a cube. Now, imagine, let us say I am creating a cube 2. Let us say we are creating a. Now, in cube 2 also, let us say I have a fact table now. So, in this fact table, imagine what is the character we are using? Same customer number, right? Now, can this customer number of second fact table, which is there in the second cube, can it access the master data from the first cube? It is flowing line inside the cube, and your master table is generated when you are creating a cube. I am saying, now can the second cube can access the master data of first cube? Is it possible? No, right? So now what you have to do? So same as this table, you have to create in the second cube also. Okay, same as this table, what has to be done? You have to create it in the second cube also. And same data what is there in this, I have to load it into second cube also. Unnecessarily now what happens? Is your master data is reusable now? It is not reusable, so which starts degrading your database performance. As I said, master table is generated for when I am creating a cube. That means for every cube you create, it will generate one master table. That means master table is specific to the cube. It cannot be reused for. But normally the concept of master data should be what? It can be reusable so that it can improve your. So now, what is your first disadvantage here? As a fact table is inside the cube, right? It is not reusable, which which degrades the, what it degrades now? Database performance. So as the fact table is inside the cube, it is not reusable, which is going to degrade what? The database performance. Clear now? The first major drawback with star schema design? Okay. Then the second one. Now what is the second drawback is? Now observe here, your fact table consists of, what it consists of? Your fact table consists of alpha numeric values, right? So master table is not reusable. So fact table, every cube will have only one fact table. Now transaction is different, right? Master data reusability concept comes only for master table. Transaction is different set of transactions, different cubes you are going to store. Okay? Clear now? Vinay. So as the, this one, master table. Okay? So I have written fact table, As the master table is inside the cube, it is not reusable, which degrades your database performance. Okay? Now, second one. Okay, second one is, next you see what is that now? Done. Now if you look at this fact table, as I said, what is that now? It has alpha numeric values. Your fact table consists of alpha. Now you know this, processing of numerics will be faster when compared to alphabets or alphanumerics. Now what we said for a BA, what is very important? I said performance tuning. So processing performance is what is very important for us, we discussed. Now what happens now here? Processing takes, now how system starts processing? It will be converting the alphabets into numeric values, system language, then it will start processing or not. So now what is that? Processing takes more time, alpha numeric values in the fact table, which degrades what? Which degrades the processing performance. Okay, due to alphanumeric values in the fact table, processing will be taking more time, which is going to degrade your processing performance. That is another drawback. And the major drawback, you can observe one more. Now cube has how many edges, as I said? 16. For one dimension, how many master tables are connected here? One master table. That means the maximum of master tables in one cube can be 16. That means if you have 16 master tables, that means how many characters I can have in my cube now? That means your analysis is limited to what? 16 characters. So what is the other drawback now? Analysis is limited to 16 characters. That means we can analyze the data only in 16 different angles. We are implementing BI or BW for the purpose of analysis. The more analysis you want, but here the analysis is restricted to what? Only 16 characters. This is a major drawback with star schema design. So to avoid this, we have moved from star schema to extended star schema. So now, what is that we are going to see is, now see three disadvantages again you want to see, like first thing, what is that now? If you look at your fact master table, where is your master table is storing? inside the cube. Now can I use this master table for second cube? It is not possible, right? So because master table is lying inside the cube and moreover it is connected to dimension of cube 1, so I cannot reuse it. Okay? So that means from the master data is not reusable. What happens? It starts degrading your database performance. And what happens? The second one, if you can look at your fact table while storing the data in the fact table, how it is stored now? Alphabet as well as numerics. Now you know this processing of numerics will be faster when compared to alphabets or alphanumeric. So now what happens here? Your processing will be taking more time due to what? Alphanumeric values in the fact table. So which degrades your processing performance. And what is the third drawback you can observe? Now if you can see, maximum number of dimensions in the cube is 16. That means one dimension, one master table is connected. That means how many master tables I can use in a cube? Maximum is 16. And what we said, the primary key of master table, we are going to use it in the transaction table. Now 16 master tables means how many characters I can have now? 16. That means your analysis is limited to what? 16 characters. So I can analyze the data only in 16 different ways. Clear? Is it Vinay? Is it clear? Okay, fine. So now, to avoid this, as I said, now what is that now? We are going to discuss it. Now, our BI database is built on what? The extended star schema design. I will tell you 3 points. Each point, one disadvantage will overcome. Okay? Yeah, tell me, Srinivas. Yes, the way you are looking at the data. The way you are looking at the data is nothing but your dimension, right? So like that I can look in only in 16 different ways. See, normally any data warehouse terminology you take, you have dimension, detail and measure. So dimension is nothing but a character, detail is nothing but an attribute, measure is nothing but a key figure. Is it clear? Yeah. Now extended star schema. Now, see now, in the case of extended star schema design, I am telling you 3 points. Okay, same thing. What is that? The fact table is kept. The fact table is kept inside the cube, whereas master table is kept outside the cube. Okay, so what is now the extended star schema design? Your fact table is inside the cube, whereas your master table is kept outside. That means when you are creating a cube, which table is generating now? Fact table. Master table is not generated when you are creating a cube. That is, we will say like master table is generated when we are creating a info object itself. 2 separate levels now. Master table is outside the cube. Transaction table is inside the cube. So now, see the basic difference now? Okay, let us say this is your cube. Now, what is that now? Your master tables are right now where? They are outside the cube. So it's nowhere now connected to your. So now can I call it as a dimension table as of now? So now here master table is different, the dimension table is different. Okay, now here your fact table is different than your. So now let us say, right now imagine this is your connectivity. So now it's no more called as a. Now can I reconnect it to a number of cubes? Can I connect it to a number of cubes or not? Yes. So now, so what is that now? Screen extended star schema design. So fact table is now, it is inside the cube, whereas your master tables are outside the cube. Right. So now the first drawback is overcome. So can I connect this master table to a number of cubes? Yes. So now your master data is reusable. So you can reuse this master data, you can connect it to a number of cubes. Okay, right. Now second one. Second one was processing performance, right? So now, in order to improve the processing performance, SAP has come up with a concept called in order to improve the processing performance, SAP has come up with a concept called SID technology. What is it called? SID technology. So SID stands for surrogate ID. So what is SID is? It stands for surrogate ID. And if you can observe, right, so your key figures are always what now? Numeric values, key figures are always. So there is no problem with key figures. There is no problem with. What is the problem now? You have alphanumeric values. And what we said, key figures are always. So that means there is no problem with key figures. The problem is with only the characters. That means whatever the SID I am speaking is applicable only for what? SID concept is applicable only for characters. You know. So this SID concept is applicable only for. It will not be applied for key figures. No? It is only applied for what? Characters. And see now how exactly SID works. Just observe. Whenever we create a character info object. So front end, what I am going to do? I am going to create one character info object. So whenever we create a character info object, system will generate an additional table in the database called as what? SID table. Now what I am doing, front end we are creating a character info object, but internally in the database what happens? System is going to generate one extra table in the database called as what? SID table. So now, let us say I am creating which character now? Imagine customer number character. So what happens inside the database? So system is going to generate one extra table called as. So let us say what it is now. So customer number and it's what? SID. So now how your SID table looks now? Now This table is generated based on which object now? Based on customer number. That means what will take in this table now? Customer number itself. And let us say it is taking one more extra column called customer number, it's SID. So now, what is that now? So, whenever you create a character info object, system is going to generate now an extra table called as SID table. No, this table is outside the queue. That's what I'm saying. Whenever I'm creating a character info object, I'm not saying when we are creating a cube. If I say when I'm creating a cube means it is inside the cube. But right now I'm saying I'm creating a character info object. Okay, so same way. So let us say like for material. So any character info object you create, it will generate one SID table. Specific to? No, it is again reusable. That is why I am saying outside the cube. So now, I'll show you now. Material number and its. So first, remember the first point. What is the point you have to remember is, when we create a character info object, system will generate one extra table in the database called as SID table. Then, what is the other part is, whenever we load master data, system will generate a unique numeric ID called as what? SID in its corresponding SID table. So whenever we load master data, what is going to happen now? System is going to generate one unique numeric ID called as SID and its corresponding SID table. Now, what I am doing, I am loading now master data, right? So let us say we are loading master data. What is the data I am loading now? C1A Bangalore and phone number. So what happens? System will generate one numeric ID called as SID in its corresponding. So when SID is getting generated is as and on when you are loading master data. Same way, suppose I am loading C1, C2 now. Generated by the system itself. So now which table I am loading now? So I am saying that in its corresponding SID table. What is the corresponding SID table of customer? This one. It's not filling in this table. Understand the logic now? So what is the corresponding SID table for customer? I am loading the customer table means SID will be generated in the customer SID table. Okay? So same way, when you are loading now material, so for M1 also what happens? So again for M2 also, as and on when you load master data, internally in the database, system will generate one unique numeric ID called as SID in its corresponding. So now, this is 1 and 2, as it is a separate table it may be. In this table 1 will not repeat again, as it is a separate table it may be. Yes, but let me take a different number so that you may not get confused. Clear now? So first what you are doing, let us say you are creating a character info object. What is happening when you are creating a character info object is, it is generating now, let us say master table and SID table. And I am loading master data, what happens? Your master table and SID table are filled. So after creating character info objects and after loading master data, then what I am doing, I am starting creating one info cube. So what character I am taking inside the cube now? Customer number, right? While creating a cube front end I am taking customer number, but let us say internally in the database what is taking now? Even though I take while creating a cube customer number, but let us say what is going to happen now. It is going to take material number and its, that means so right now see what is that now, connectivity. So now what is the data I am loading into the cube? C1. So but while storing, let us say how it is storing now. Yes, it will, let us say it is storing with respect to SID. Now, if you look at your fact table, what it has now? Does it have now alphanumeric values or not? Sorry, all are numeric values, so your alphanumeric values are converted to numeric values with the concept of what? SIDs. That is the advantage of. Now, as of now, you can see 1. 1 corresponds to what? C1. C1 corresponds to its information, right? So now, as of now, what is the connectivity? Fact table to SID table, SID table to master table. Clear now how exactly SID works? So very simple. When you create a character info object, system generates a SID table, and when you load master data, system will generate a unique numeric ID called as SID in its corresponding SID table, which it will be used while you are loading your transaction data. Any doubts to this part? First I will come to the online people. Yeah. So how about online people? Is it clear? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, tell me. Yes. For every character you create, so if you have 20 characters, means there will be 20 SID tables. Hmm? So SID table, see now, what is that? It's a warehouse we are speaking, right? So now what is this asking now? So now if you are putting extra table, will it not degrade your database performance? But for me, what is very important? First comes processing performance. Next comes loading performance. Last comes database performance. Is it clear? Srinivas? Yeah, fine. How about others? Vinay, Sudhir? Fine. So we'll move further now. Right. Now the third point. So what was the third point was? The analysis has to be to SID to master. That means, is this condition satisfied? Right now you have connectivity from fact to master is there. What about the second condition? So still it is no more. Is master table is connected to any dimension as of now? No. And what about the third condition? Still it is not it. So this is not your final design. So for you to understand SID, I have drawn like this. Now, once you finish this third point, you will get the final design. Right. Now what is the third point now? See, in order to improve the analysis. In order to improve the analysis, SAP has come up with a concept called dimensional tables. SAP has come up with a concept called what? Dimensional tables. Earlier what we said, master table itself is the dimensional table we said. But here your master table is different, dimension table is different. Here what is that now? Master table is different, dimensional table is different. Okay? So now how exactly dimension concept works here? So now whenever we want to create a cube, so when you want to start creating a cube, so creation of cube is like 2 steps. When you want to start create a cube, you have to follow 2 steps. Now the first step being, what is it here? specify the number of dimensions. So how you start creating a cube? First thing what you have to do, you have to specify the number of dimensions required. So in how many ways you want to analyze your data. When you start creating a cube, first thing what you have to do, specify the number of dimensions required. So now let us say, imagine I am specifying I want 2 dimensions. So 1 and 2. Now I want to analyze the data, let us say in 2 angles. One is customer angle and other one is material angle. So front end what you are doing, you are specifying number of dimensions, but what is the impact of this on the database? See? For every dimension we specify, system will generate, for every dimension we specify, what happens? System will generate one dimensional table within the cube. So for every dimension we specify, what happens now? System is going to generate one dimensional table within the cube. Yes. So I said I want 2 dimensions. So inside the cube, what happens now? Inside the cube, what happens now? It is going to generate 2 dimensional tables. So inside the cube, what happens now? It's going to generate now 2 dimensional tables. So let us say this is your dimensional table 1 and this is your dimensional table 2. So front end you are creating a cube. First what you are doing while creating the cube is you are specifying how many number of dimensions you want. So according to that number of dimensions, that many number of dimension tables will be generated. So now let us say I said I want 4 dimensions, means inside the cube what happens? 4 dimension tables will be generated. So now let us say, imagine by default it is taking some object here. What is that it is taking? Something called as dimension IDs. So here also it's taking something called as, every dimension table will have one dimension. And what happens inside the fact table? It will not be storing any SIDs as such. Now how many dimensions I want, I said? 2 dimensions. Now what happens? How your fact table looks? Fact table will be taking now what? The number of dimensions you specified. That many dimension IDs it will take in the, while storing, how it will take now? 2 dimensions. Suppose if you said 3 dimensions you want. So what happens inside the cube? There will be 3 dimension tables and fact table will have 3 dimension IDs. Like that. Maximum I can specify 16 dimensions. So fact table can have maximum of 16 dimensional. So your cube can have maximum of 16 dimensional tables. And in the fact table what happens? For every dimension it corresponds to 1 dimension ID. Totally it will take maximum of 16 dimension IDs. So now that means you have a connectivity between now. So now, so what you did, front end while creating a cube, you specified you want number of dimensions you required, you specified, right? So let us say, now what is that now I specified? I want, how many dimensions I want, I said? 2 dimensions, right? One is dimension 1. Then second one is dimension 2. So front end you specified how many number of dimensions you want, but internally in the database what happens is it is going to generate that many number of dimension tables. Okay. Now B. What is point B is? So after defining the dimensions, now you have characters, na? Customer number, and so what you have to do, assign the characters to the dimensions. Front end what I'll do, excuse me, assign the characters to, now front end what I'll do, I'll take this customer number and I will, what I'll do, sorry, so, yes, we are assigning the character to dimension, that is front end I'm showing you. I'll show you what happens in the back end. Okay, we assign now customer number to, so front end we are assigning the character to dimension, but actually what happens in the database is a link from SID table of the assigned character to dimensional table is formed in the database. Okay, what is that see? Right? So a link from SID table of assigned character to dimensional table is formed inside the. So now front end I assign customer number character to dimension table, but what exactly happens inside the database is a link from SID table of this customer to the dimension table is formed. So what field it will take here now? Customer number in which SID. Same way, what I am doing? I am assigning now material number character to second dimension. What happens? A link from SID table of material to a link from SID table of material to second dimensional table is formed. Okay. Now, what are the data that you are loading? Now, let us say C1. For that, it is generating 10. What it will take here now? I am loading 3. Imagine further it is generating 30. So, C1 is also 10. Then M2, 40. Then C2, let us say 20. Now, what is that now? 10 corresponds to 1. 1 is nothing but what? That means this value is nothing but C1. Actually, I loaded data into the cube is C1, but while storing, how it is storing? But when you represent in the front end, it will show as C1 only. Same way, 30 corresponds to 3. 3 corresponds to M1. That means this is nothing but, so there is C1 M1 only. But storage now, how is that now? 10 to 30. Now, how is the connectivity? See, fact table to dimensional table. So that means, is this satisfied now? Yes. Then, what is the next? You have connectivity from dimension to SID, SID to, that means dimension to SID, SID to master means dimension to master is also there. So this is also satisfied. And how about this? Fact to dimension, dimension to SID, SID to, that means you have a connectivity between fact to master also. Clear? So now this is how exactly your data is storing in the BI database. How is that now? You have connectivity between fact table to dimension, dimension to SID, SID to master. So if you look at the data in the database, this is how it stores. Any doubts with this dimension concept? So what is that? First you have to specify number of dimensions you want. For every dimension I specify, it will generate one dimensional table within the cube. And your fact table, what happens? The number of dimensions tables you have, that many dimensions it will take it into fact table. Yes. So the number of dimension that will be in the fact table is that many number of dimensions is specified. How many dimension tables will be there? That many number of dimensions is specified. Clear? Then we are assigning the character to dimension. What happens? A link from SI. I am coming 1 second. If you look at your fact table, it has dimension IDs followed with the key figures. If you look at dimension table, it has dimension IDs followed with the SID of the assigned character. If you look at SID table, it has SID and it's a character. And if you look at the master table, character and its information. Yes, next I am going to come to that part. But first understand what is the dimension concept, then now we are going to discuss what is the use of dimension. Vinay, is the online people, is the concept of dimension is clear? We'll see, that is what we are going to discuss now. But the concept is clear, what is happening in the database? Fine. Now, if you still look at this design, is your analysis is improved? So again, what is the maximum number of dimensions I said I can have? 16 dimensions. For one dimension, how many characters we assign? One character. For one dimension we assign? Like that 16 dimensions? That means still the analysis is 16 characters. So with the design what I have drawn, so if you can look at that, so still your analysis is not yet improved, right? Now, I am going to slightly change my design of my cube. So let us say one way of designing the cube is, imagine what you are seeing right now. Let us say I am saying, now this is what is your design 1. Okay, this is what I am saying is, this is your design 1 of your cube. So I can design a cube in different ways. Right now I have shown you in one way. Now I am going to show you the other way of designing the cube. Now let us say like this. Now what I am doing, let us say this is what you have seen is design 1. Now design 1 was what? I have 2 dimensions. For every dimension I assign. Now let us say while designing cube in another way, I am saying your design 2. I am saying no, this is your design number. So now let us say while creating a cube, now what is that I am doing? Imagine I have specified I want only, how many dimensions I said? I want only one dimension. Now what happens now? How your design of cube looks? Do you have any second dimension table? So now this is your dimension table. So how many dimension tables inside the cube? Now what happens? How many dimension is inside the fact table? So it's only one. And what I'm doing, I have now customer number. Where I'm assigning now customer number now? To my dimension 1. So what happens here? A link from what? SID table of customer to dimensional table is formed inside the database. Now this is a table. A table can have a number of fields. Now what I'll do, let us say I do assign material number character to the same dimension 1 itself. Now what happens? What is going to happen now? A link from material number SID to what? Dimensional table is formed inside the database. And when I am loading now transaction data, let us say it is taking combinations C1, M1, what is that number it is taking now? 10. Then suppose C1, M2, what is the number it is taking, let us say? Then what is that now? C2, M1, let us say it is 30. Now, what is that now? 10 corresponds to 1 and 3. 1 is nothing but what? C1. 3 is nothing but what? M1. Now here, one dimension, how many master tables are connected? Customer master table as well as, that means one dimension now you have 2 characters. Like that 16 dimensions. Your analysis is improved in multiples of 16 or not. Here what is the advantage of, earlier I cannot combine master table. Why? Because your master table itself is a dimension, right? Now can I combine these 2 master tables as one? The table itself I cannot combine it as one, but now due to this SID and this dimensional table concept, you know, so what is that now? The advantage now, one dimension, how many characters you assign? 2 characters. That means your analysis is improved in terms of, see now, how is that, see? Okay, so one dimension, I have assigned 2 characters. Like that, if you have 16 dimensions means 16 into 2. One dimension 2 master tables, like that. So like this, suppose if you assign one dimension 3 characters, or like that, suppose any table you consider, maximum number of fields can be, maximum number of fields it can have is, a table can have a maximum of how many columns now? 1, 2, 3, like that. How many it can have? 256 columns. Yes. 256 columns maximum in a table. Fields. Here we will check normal 256 fields, standard. Now out of 256 fields, one field is going for what? Dimension ID, right? One field is going for what? So here, one field is going for a table. Every dimension table will have now one dimension ID. So that means you are left with what? 200. So now in this 255, system is going to use 7 fields for its internal purpose. System uses 7 fields for any internal purpose. How many fields is? 7 fields will go, and what is that now left is? That means for one dimension maximum of how many characters I can assign? Like that, how many dimensions you have is? 16 dimensions. So about 16 dimensions, what is that now? So what is the maximum analysis that you can get using extended star schema design is a single transaction can be analyzed in 16 into 248 ways. That is the use of your dimensional table. That is the advantage of your extended star schema design. Right. Any doubts? Everyone? Yeah, tell me. Okay. No, maximum number of primary keys in a table, maximum number of fields that can be a part of primary key is 16. So a table can have now maximum of 256 fields. So it may be master table or any table you consider, maximum it can have 256 fields. Yeah. How about others? Is it clear now how dimension works? Vinay, everyone is clear? No. This part is clear? Dimension part is clear? Now, come to the last part, other part what we are going to see now. Now, how do you decide? Suppose I have given 10 characters. I want to use 10 characters inside the cube. Now, how you can design a cube? I can specify 10 dimensions. Each character I can assign it to single dimension. So that what you have seen is design number 1. Or what you can do, I can create one dimension. For one dimension I can assign all the 10 characters. Or I can create 2 dimensions. For dimension 1, 5 characters, second dimension. Now, on what basis do you decide which character has to be assigned to which dimension? Understand the logic? So there should be some optimal solution. I cannot blindly go and take one dimension. I cannot put all the things into one dimension. So now, let us speak about this solution itself. Now, which is the optimal design here? Design 1 or design 2? So what is design 1? I have 2 characters wherein I assign 2 characters to 2 separate dimensions. What is design 2? I have 1 dimension wherein I assigned 2 characters to same dimension. Now, how do you decide? Which is a feasible solution, design 1 or design 2? Anyone saying design 2? Anyone saying design 1? Design 2 is the feasible solution. How about you people online? Design 2 is your answer, but I'll say design 1 is the feasible solution here. in this case. Now why? Because just observe. Now imagine, so let us say now same example you take. Let us say my business revolves around, I have 100 customers and 200 materials. Okay, my business revolves around, let us say, sales of some. I have totally 200 materials and I have. Now, what is the relationship between customer and material? Yes, relationship between customer and material is a customer will buy one material or multiple materials. So he can buy multiple materials. Right? So that is, let us say the relationship is what now? It is 1:m. Now like that, let us say now my first customer is buying how many materials now? All the 200 materials. First customer is buying, let us say like that. Same way, second customer is also buying all the, let us say like that, all 100 customers are buying all the 200 materials. Now come to your design 1. So what was your design 1? I assigned customer number character to first dimension. Now what is the size of your first dimension table in this case? How many records will be there in the first dimension table? I have 100 customers, that is 100 records will be there in your first dimension table. What about second dimension table? So what is the total number of records in your dimension table is? 100 plus 200 is 300. But when it comes to design 2, now what is that now? It is combination. Customer 1, material M1, M2, M3 up to 200. Again customer 2 up to 200. Customer 3. Now what is the size now? 100 into 200. That is like, what is the cardinality, the relationship. Now it is 20,000. So where is 20,000? Where is 300? So which is a feasible design now? Understand? So how do you decide which character has to be assigned to which dimension is purely based upon its cardinality, based upon its relationship. If relationship is one-to-one, if relationship is, you can assign all those characters to same dimension. But when relationship is one-to-many, you have to assign it to different dimensions. Clear the logic? Now, see. Let us say, take an example, imagine you have some data like this. Let us say, I have some data now, sold to party, shipped to party and billed to party. Sold to party is also a customer, shipped to party is also a customer, billed to party is also a customer. Now sold to party is the one who is placing me the order, shipped to party is the one to whom I need to deliver my product, billed to party is the one to whom I need to file my billing. Now what is the relationship between them? It's all one-to-one only, right? So in that case what I can do? These three characters, I can assign it to one dimension. So let us say, imagine I have something like a material and material group. Material and material group. It is again one-to-one. So what I can do? Or let us say sales office, sales season, right? All these are one-to-one. So that is sales is one other dimension, like that. So all one-to-one relationships, you can assign it to one dimension. So where it is one-to-many, you have to see. Now the feasible design is clear. So what is the feasible design? All one-to-one, assign it to one dimension, and wherever it is one-to-many, assign it to different dimensions. Clear the logic? And what exactly external star schema design is clear? So now simple words, I'll put external star schema when very simple words for you to understand. So what exactly extended star schema design you can understand by this. So first thing is, see what I can say. Whenever we create, what is it? Whenever we create a character info object, what happens? System will generate, what it will generate? Master table and SID table in the database. So when you create a character info object, what happens? System is going to generate master table and SID table in the database. So front end you create info object, but impact on databases, right? Same thing. Whenever we create what? Info cube, what happens? System will generate, which tables it is going to generate is? Dimensional tables and the transaction table, fact table. Then, whenever we load master data, what happens? Master table and what? SID table are filled. So whenever we load master data, master table and SID table are filled. And what is the other part? Whenever we load transaction data, what happens? The dimensional tables and what? Fact table are filled. Yes, so when you create character info object, so it is going to generate master table and SID table. When you create a cube, it generates dimension tables and fact table. When I load master data, master table and SID table are filled, and when I load transaction data, dimension tables and fact table are filled. Clear now? It's pretty simple. This is what I have discussed is, that's right, how it is storing in the database. Okay? You are creating a cube, but you should know what is happening inside the database. No? So this is what is going to happen in the database. Right? Any doubts with this part? Okay? Right. So with this, we finished our database design topic. Okay? So with these things, you are going to start your first exercise. Okay? Right. Welcome. So any doubts, online people? Clear? Srinivas? See, as of now it looks like the same thing. So when I go to the practical part, right? So that's why I'm mainly focusing on theoretical part. If you understand the theoretical part, your practical classes will become very easy. So conceptually, if you are good, so that's why we are going very slow at the concepts part. Once you understand the concepts, once you understand the design, everything, then you can start practical part is very easy for you. How about Sudhi? Fine. Vinay? Yes. Clear? Right. So we are stopping our session today. Right? So online people will meet on Monday. But hold on, Sudhi, I will confirm you the time for you. Maybe tomorrow I'll take one backup class for you, Sudhi. Okay? Right then.